Hey, 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 everybody. What's up? It's Lady TC. Mama TC, however you want to call me. It's cool. Hey, hi. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sure you are. I have an overwhelming feeling and sense that everybody's good, and you're unwinding. And if you're going through some of that physical, shift feelings and stuff. I understand. Trust me. I kind of was laid up after I laid down those two episodes yesterday. They kind of wiped me out because I took it upon myself, being the empath I am. It was so hard for me to want to let it out and say those things to you because and Sam's pushing me, push me. You gotta give it to them. They'll understand it. They need to hear it. They need to hear it, not to frighten you. And that's what I kept stressing in the stuff that I said. I'm not trying to frighten you at all, but you need to also be aware of that stuff. And at the same token, what they wanted me to push it on you for is the fact that the urgency. I've been saying it for weeks and weeks, but I haven't really told you why. And they didn't even tell me why until all this week. This stuff is hitting right after the 30th. They're laying it all out. You got to, because this is what's coming. This is what's coming. So, listen. And like I said, I'm not saying, I couldn't say what day and time, whatever. It could be any time this month. But as you see, every day things are escalating worldwide, especially here in the States. We're seeing all kinds of stuff going on lately. They're turning up. And a lot of it centers around, what you call it, Donald Trump and stuff. And I see they let him get certified today. So that's a good thing, I guess. I mean, I don't really get into politics like that. I don't trust none of that stuff, to be honest. But I do know that if he hadn't been able to do the things that he had to do with that being certified, for whatever reason they were trying to shut it all down, it would have been a turn up because of that. Because remember, January 6th before was the same date where something bad happened at the Capitol, and they blamed it on him and all those people that ran up in there and all that stuff. So I knew it was a big thing surrounding that. But also the other things popping up in the news with terrorism and things like that. It's something to, not ignore. It's going on. So what I got for you today is just some real positivity and unwinding. And it doesn't mean relax and stop doing your stuff. Like, you should be on a routine pattern now where you revisit your intentions and you reset some new goals and you tweak it, so what you're sending out. But no, not every night do you need to set some serious intentions. No, you're not supposed to do that. But stay in prayer right now, especially Psalm 91, Psalm 23, Psalm 121. I'm about to say that because right now we really need to make certain a big hedge of protection is over us, our household, our food, our loved ones. Even you just say it. I don't care how miles apart I am from my family. I want protection over their house. Not I want. Get the want out of our vocabulary. Remember, I declare and divine decree protection over their house, over this house, over my food and fridge and theirs too. And you just write it all down and let it flow out of you, but you feel it as you let it out. With all your aches and pains, put the aches and pains in and make them be your vehicle for the reason why you're pushing these intentions out of yourself. Actually, when I do that, it makes me feel so much better. So what I wanted to stress to you tonight is nothing like spooky schedule negative stuff, but in letting you know all this work that we've done with setting intentions and everything. Listen, you can't backslide from it now. You're already there. And the importance I was stressing in the last couple of videos in staying on this course, because you don't want to be pushed. If you don't keep continuing on in the journey to 5D, you're going to fall back and you're going to be pulled back in by 3D. It's like the old crabs in the barrel thing. You're about to climb up out the barrel, but then here comes somebody trying to grab you by your foot and pull you back down. Crabs in a barrel. One will pull you down and they'll climb on top of you to get ahead of you or whatever. Don't let that happen. Leave 3D where it is. I got a good thing to talk about tonight in regards to that gives you some clarity on that whole thing. In regards to Lot's wife, I don't know if you guys ever heard the story of Lot's wife. Most of you have known about the Sodom and Gomorrah story. Well, Lot was Abraham's nephew, and there came a point in time with the land that they got. They were all to be there as a family, build it up. They had camps and everything, and the family was growing larger and larger and larger. So his nephew Lot wanted to set out on his own and get his own land. Now, Lot's wife had much to say about everything. She's like, yeah, it's getting too crowded here. We need our own space. We want to go over there to Sodom. So he was like, no, I don't want y'all to go to Sodom. Stay here with me. He wouldn't listen. And Lot was really like kind of doing whatever his wife said to a certain extent. She convinced him to go down to Sodom. So news comes back after a while, after they go, to Abraham that Sodom is under attack and there's a big war going on there, and you got to go get your nephew and save them and help them and everything. So Abraham goes down there with all his men, and they soldier up and they defeat them, and they save him and his wife, who were already being kidnapped and everything. He saved them and everything, and they still turned around and said, we're not going to come back with you. We're still going to go on and stay with Sodom and Gomorrah. We're still going to stay here. And Abraham said, all right, y'all, come on, let's go. There's nothing I could say. If that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. So then a short time after that came, well, not a short time, I can't tell you biblical time. But anyway, when the angels came and visited Abraham, they told him in so many words, he said, well, what y'all really here for? And they was like, we're going to decide the fate of Sodom. So they knew that they were there to destroy Sodom. So Abraham pleaded with him because he knew his family's down there and everything. He's like, please, don't, can you, if it's a good person down there, he said, if it's 10 good people or so-and-so good people, will you spare it? Will you spare it? And, because he knew it was God's judgment. And he said, well, if I find good people there, yeah, God says he will spare it. So anyway, what happens is Sodom and Gomorrah is like way out of control, and it comes a point in time where Lot, his wife, and 2 daughters, their household was under attack. The angels went down there to get them and get them out. So when they're getting them out, they went there. Lot's wife, first of all, she didn't even want to let them in, and Lot was like, no, we got to let them in. He recognized there was something good about it. We got to let them in. So he lets them in, but all the strangers, the Sodomites, they wanted to get to the strangers. So Lot said, no, you're not getting in my house. And they said, we're going to break the house down, whatever, the door down and all that. He said, well, I'll give you my daughters, but you can't have these 2, because he knew they were angelic beings. He knew they were holy. And he said, I'll give you my daughters. And then they were like, the angels all of a sudden changed up and started, their spiritual battle clothing became present, and they fought off everybody. They even blinded some people on the way out the door. So it became time for Sodom to be kapow, getting ready to get blown up. So they were ordered to hurry up and leave. So Lot, his wife, the 2 kids, and the angels were running, and the word was said, run, keep going, and do not look back. She looked back. And God turned her into a pillar of salt. So the moral of the story of Lot's wife is that looking back on the past, clinging to worldly attachments, and failing to fully commit to leaving behind sin can lead to devastating consequences. Now, this in regards to us is this intention business, and this time we're living in is a critical time. You got to let go. If you don't let go, you're not understanding the importance of complete commitment and leaving behind sin and worldly desires when following God's guidance. This is all God's guidance. Everything that I'm giving to you, He speak it come through me, and all the information I'm giving you is to help you to let go and stay the course on this track. You done begun this. If you slip now, you're going to fall back, you're going to be left behind. All them kind of words I don't want to say, but the truth is you'll end up like Lot's wife. She was turned into a pillar of salt. It won't be exactly that, but she was left behind. Lot still had to keep on the course with them 2 little girls and keep going. He couldn't go back and get her. Okay? No looking back. Don't look back to attach life. When they did in Sodom, and she was attached to the life in Sodom and its comforts. Even when fleeing, she had trouble accepting that Sodom was a no good place no more. It was doomed. It was ungodly. It was full of deceptions there. Ain't that what we're feeling now? Some of us don't want to let go of this worldly ways, and we still attached to a lot of the comforts of the world, but it's a fallen place. Okay, gotta let go. Even when fleeing, she had trouble accepting it, transforming to a pillar of salt because she was disobedient to Yahuwah and looking back. Gotta forget the former things and get ready for the new, and be obedient and trust. The message is whoever tries to keep his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life will preserve it. Trust in the Father, the Holy Father, and look forward to His truths. Now, it's easy to fall into some trap like Lot's wife did, valuing comfort and indulging in sin, and ultimately devaluing the things of Yahuwah and being disobedient. Her life serves as a warning about focusing too much on this world and not enough on the things of God. Okay, so Yah wants you to be reminded of her unpreparedness, in which many things will come to find themselves. Well, many of us will come to find ourselves. Okay, there's another part 2 coming. Stay tuned. I love you.